What's going on, y'all? We're gonna give y'all a quick prediction on what's going on tonight. This is gonna be madness. Like, can't wait to get into this.
Yeah,
So
man.
I'll start out with my. We're gonna start out with our predictions, and then we'll talk about a little something extra before we get out of here. But anyway, my predictions. We're gonna do the main card. So
So
I
the
predict
main event
that
first.
for main event, I predict that Jeff Neal is gonna win that only because Wonder Boy historically is his best chance to knock people out is with his kicks. It's not usually
Yeah.
with his hands, even though he's extremely sharp with his hands. His best chance is with his kicks. And Jeff Neal, I think he has a tight enough guard and enough defense, it's enough discipline with defense to like avoid, those death kicks. And I think as soon as they start to engage, I think Jeff Neal is just gonna like he might actually knock his head off. Um, Aldo, I got Aldo for the next. So I got Jeff Neal in the second round knockout.
By knockout. Okay.
Yeah, I got Aldo by decision. I think. I think Aldo historically, you gotta fight him with like a crazy amount of pressure. Like you need like a Max Holloway like pressure or
Yeah.
a Jan like pressure to beat him. But if this is an outside fight, I think Aldo is just way too powerful from the outside. Like Aldo is gonna kick his legs
Yeah.
off. I don't know. Aldo just has more power. He just has. I can't see anywhere where Vera has the advantage, like fighting a tactical kind of fight.
Yeah.
Um, Damn. For the Chaos versus Michelle Pajeda. I'm leaning towards Chaos because he has great precision. He could crack, but Michelle Pajeda, man, he's so ridiculous that I could also see some crazy shit like a double knockout, like
Yeah.
in the
Yeah. Yeah.
like in
Yeah.
that fight. I could because I could see him just like I don't know, man. I don't know what to expect with that. That's just gonna. It's crazy because the name Chaos, Michelle deserves it almost even more.
Yeah.
So that's what makes
Yeah.
this fight so fascinating. But I got Chaos, if anything, by if anything, knockout in the first round. If he's gonna win, but if not, like I said, I see something just crazy. Um, Marlon Moraes. I think I got Marlon Moraes first round KO. However, because he has more tools overall.
Yep.
However, like if he doesn't get Rob Font out in the first round, Rob Font is gonna like put a pace on him, and he's just gonna box his face off.
Rob
Like,
has some
like
hands. Yeah. Rob has some hands for sure.
he's gonna box his face off. If he gets out of the first round, like it's something about Marlon Moraes. I think he has that glow in the first round or whatever. But then he kind of I don't know he fades. Yes, Greg Hardy. I think Greg Hardy versus what's his name? Martin Tibura.
Tomorrow.
Marcin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Greg Hardy's gonna win that one. I think I don't think Marcin Tibura does well against um, athletes. Like he was dominating Derek Lewis
Yeah.
for like 5 rounds or however long that fight was, like 90% of the fight. And Derek Lewis comes out with a Hail Mary
From
sitting
hell.
on sitting on like ape shit cardio. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Greg Hardy, I think, has more cardio, even though he was reaching for his inhaler at points in other fights. He has more cardio. I think he's arguably even more of an athlete, and I think he pretty much has the same power that Derek Lewis has. And he's one of those fighters that just gets better. He has no fear about moving forward, so I think he should win that fight
Yeah. All right.
by
So
knockout in the first round.
first round knockout too.
Yeah.
Right. So, for the main event, Wonder Boy versus Jeff Neal, I actually have the same thing as you, Jeff Neal, but I think that Jeff Neal wins by decision. I think that Wonder Boy is going to fight off his back foot a lot. He's going to be extra cautious to not engage too much, which might make it a boring fight. And I think that Jeff Neal has the fight IQ to not rush in either to something crazy. So it's going to be a kind of a tit for tat kind of fight. Um, so I have Jeff Neal by the decision in the last round. Um, Jose Aldo, Marlon. That's going to be a great fight. That might be fight of the night, possibly fight of the night. Both of them are going to come to slug it out. It's going to be a war. I do think that Jose Aldo still has enough to just those leg kicks, body shots. I think that he's going to overwhelm Marlon with this crazy amount of strikes, like a hurricane. So I have Jose Aldo by second round TKO. Um, Chaos Williams, Michael Pereira. I was going back and forth with this one in my head because watching you don't know what to expect really. You know what I'm saying? Like both of them are kind of unpredictable, dark horses. Chaos, he hasn't shown enough to really know what to expect from him either, aside from crazy power. So we don't know how he's gonna approach this fight. The other dude we know is crazy already. So man, okay. So for this one, I'm going to have to go with Chaos Williams, first round knockout. I'm going to think that he keeps that thing going. Marlon Morales. I think that he completely destroys Rob Font in the first round with leg kicks and maybe a head kick knockout. Rob Font is mainly hands. He's great, but he's mainly hands. I think that Marlon, his movement and his angles are going to get him in some bad situations, and he's going to knock him out in the first round. Greg Hardy. Honestly, Greg Hardy is a bit, strange because he's actually fighting like a smarter fighter now. Like before, he just rushed in and like gas out in 2 minutes. But now he's actually fighting with higher IQ and he's learning at a fast rate. So I think that Greg Hardy is going to be a bit too much for Tubera. Like Tubera's not going to really want to engage with him. So I have Greg Hardy by first round knockout in that one. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I just want to like touch on two of those fights again, like with the Michelle Pajeda fight. Like he's I also you would we also got to factor in that he's so crazy that it might be hard to get a beat on him to get that knockout.
Yeah,
Like he's
yeah,
definitely he definitely moves very laterally. He's not like he's a lateral fighter. He's not a linear fighter at all.
yeah,
Um, but that dude is just a piston. That's the only reason why I said that's the only reason why I said that I'm leaning towards him because he's a piston. So if he and he's not he's more linear, but he's not like stiff. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like he's not he has a bounce to him. So I
yeah,
think that gives him, some of the advantage. Um and then you got this other guy. What was the main event? Wonder Boy and Jeff
yeah,
Neal. Like Wonder Boy, like you could look at the Luke fight and say to yourself, "Damn, like he still got it," which he does. At the same time, Luke is kind of like a boogeyman type. Like
yeah,
he's a type who has like crazy forward pressure and he's willing to take one to give one. Jeff Neal is not that type of fighter. Even though
yeah,
Jeff Neal will move forward intelligently.
yep.
I think he's a more intelligent defender.
Big time, big time.
So I think that's what makes the matchup, not too much of a nightmare.
Right. I mean, that's why that's why I don't see Wonder Boy fighting him the same way. I think that Wonder Boy knows the threat get knocked out is a bit different with Jeff Neal. Like he fought Whitley with that same caution.
Hmm.
Um, but man, and Jeff Neal has powers in his hands and his punches in his legs as well. So he can finish you with a body kick, a head kick, knock you out with his fists. That dude is one of the scariest dudes in that division coming up. Like the way that he washed in Mike Perry, like it was laundry day. The way he washed him was like, yo, man, no one does that to Mike Perry. So like that was crazy, man.
But in the thing of Mike Perry, people be like, oh, this person got humbled, that person got humbled. One thing I got to say about Mike Perry is that he never gets humbled.
Yeah.
I you gotta appreciate that. Like he's always gonna be who he is, no matter what. Like he could have one
Yeah.
brain cell left, and he'll be operating the same exact way. So
Right.
uh,
Right.
so that's what I gotta say about that. Now, as far as I'm
Jake
pretty
Paul.
sure you saw the news. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you saw the news on Jake Paul lately. Like
Yeah.
first of all, he annoys me, but I also find him extremely entertaining at the same time. Like one part of me like wants him to just get like destroyed by an MMA fighter, like in an MMA fight.
Yeah.
But then another part of me like appreciates how good he is at trolling. Like
Yeah.
he's extremely good at it. Like how do you run up on someone like while they're on a show? Like the guy was on Dylan Dennis was on Food Truck Diaries, and he rolls up on him like in the middle of a show and throws water balloons and toilet paper at him. And then
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
and then when you look at the video, what's his name even like falls or almost falls, which makes it look even funnier. Dylan Dennis when he's trying to like throw the paper back.
That's the thing, man.
That was brilliant, man.
Yo, honestly, that whole thing is hilarious to me. And Jake Paul, he's doing the right things. I honestly like people can call it offensive. In today's social media age, she's doing the right thing to get the attention that he needs to get in order to build hype for that fight. You know, if it happens or not. Dylan Dennis is a troll too, so it's funny seeing the interaction. But now the reality is in the boxing match, um, I don't even want to see that happen. To be honest, because like I'm a big fan of MMA, so so like seeing a YouTuber just like completely wash MMA fighter who doesn't have any hands, it's gonna be a blow to MMA and a blow to me personally. So I hope that fight doesn't happen. But, man,
and and
it's
and
crazy,
and, and
man.
Dylan Danis is kind of delusional because
He
he'll
is.
he'll he'll say he'll say like crazy things like he could beat people that he has no business like even mentioning ever mentioning. So like man, if they were to box, that would just okay, because another reason why that would be a big blow to the MMA is because Connor, even though
Yeah,
Connor fought the best boxer of all time, arguably, and lost, people still looked at MMA fighters as like lower when he lost to Floyd Mayweather, even though Floyd Mayweather is the best.
yeah,
So imagine now an MMA fighter losing to a YouTuber. It's like
yeah.
getting lower and lower. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And Jake Paul is spending he spent a lot of time in just boxing alone for the past 2, 3, 4 years. I don't know how long, but just boxing, just his hands alone. Um, Dylan Danis is mainly a jiu-jitsu guy. You know what I mean? Like that's his bread and butter. Even in his fights in Bellator, his hands were very questionable. Like fighting bums. So because of that, Jake Paul, I believe, with man, I hope the fight doesn't happen, man. But Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul, like Conor
You
wins
mean
that fight.
you mean no, it's Jake Paul, the
Logan,
same one,
oh,
the
it's
same
Jake
one who
Paul.
the same one who did that to Dylan Dennis
Oh
also
yeah,
called out Connor. Logan Paul's gonna fight Floyd Mayweather.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so so when I look at what's his name, when I look at Jake Paul, I honestly don't want him fighting anyone who has something any MMA fighter who has something questionable as far as boxing. Like I don't even like the fight with him and Bisping because Bisping is a good boxer historically, but he has one eye. He's
Exactly,
older.
exactly.
He's older and he's been knocked out brutally a few times.
Right.
So I don't even like the chance. Like I'll give Bisping like a 80% chance to win that fight, but the 20% is still too much for me. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Actually, I give him a 70% chance. The 30% is still too much, like for my heart to handle because I love MMA so much. So
yeah,
I hate the idea that most of the world will look at MMA somehow as it's something lower,
yeah,
like it's a lower quality level of fighting. Like that
yeah,
bothers
yeah,
me. When
yeah.
we know damn well it takes, the whole package.
That's why Conor McGregor would be ideal for that fight. Conor McGregor, I believe, is going to put hands on him for sure. Conor McGregor has enough hands and he has enough experience in boxing and in combat that I believe he's going to actually finish Jake Paul and knock him out.
Right. Conor McGregor, like he's actually Conor McGregor is a good enough boxer, like to even hang in with like actual boxers and like
Yeah.
professional boxers.
Yep.
And then you got Dana White said he might let Amanda Nunes knock his ass out. I'm like, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to let your female champion fight a freaking 200-pound man who's been
Yeah.
practicing only hands like for the last 3 years? Are you really gonna do that? Is that
Now,
smart?
it's not at all. Now, it might sound crazy, but I think that Nunes does fairly well. I mean, maybe she has the power to knock him out as well. But one in the boxing match, that's with those big ass gloves. That's going to be a task for her to do. Easier for him to do, being the guy. So because of that, I wouldn't want to see that either. But yeah, man, that's crazy. Like, okay, put it this way: it doesn't matter how skilled she is. Um, Even if you're fighting a guy, which means who's like 200 pounds, which means that even if you light him up most of the time and you hurt him a little bit, even if he lands a little bit of shots, heavy shots, it's all it takes. It's all it takes. So so it's like in order for a guy and a woman to have that kind of fight and the woman to be victorious in those kind of situations, the woman would have to fight a perfect fight, which is damn near impossible. You know?
Yep. And then last thing I want to touch on is how do you how do you think Jake Paul stacks up against like some of the best trash talkers of all time as far as like fighting athletes?
Uh Honestly, I haven't seen enough of him. Like I haven't seen enough
Did you
videos
see
and
did you
things.
see did you
I've
see
seen the Nate Paul.
the one no no did you see Jake Paul's the promo he cut for Connor, like when he was like good morning Connor, you Irish bitch. I know
I only saw.
you're
I only.
probably in a bar. Yeah, you got to
I
watch
only.
that one.
I
But
only
he
saw the
said,
part where he just his wife. Like I saw that part only. That was it.
"Oh man, like he went ham like on that." You know what I'm saying? So you should definitely take a look at that. We'll revisit that later, but I think
All
he's
right.
definitely up there in terms of trash talk.
Yeah, I got
But
to see
anyway,
more of that, man.
yeah. But anyway, it's been real, y'all. This is the predictions for tonight's Vegas 117, and we'll see you tomorrow for the reactions.
All right, peace out.
Peace out.